Hey guys, Mazo here, doing another retro review, this time of FalleN. And this game is from October 2015. It was the Cluj Napoca Major. It's a 128 tick demo as well, which is good to get. You know, like it's hard to get older demos that are still 128 tick demos. This was the first round of the playoffs at the Major as well. And Luminosity go on to get knocked out in this round. And I like doing these retro reviews just because a lot of people, you know, if I'm overwatching games or pro games or whatever, looking for shady stuff and, you know, doing the huge, a lot of people comment saying, you know, that shit doesn't happen anymore, or that's not how people cheat anymore. They do something else, you know, they might have done that back in the day, but not anymore. So this is back in the day, right? This isn't super old, like this isn't 2014 Flush Air or anything, but this is, like I said, October 2015. It's the old Luminosity squad. And this wasn't the year where they won the Major or anything, but this year kind of put Luminosity on the map, right? Everybody kind of felt like they were going to have a big coming out party in 2016, and they ended up having that, you know, that they did just that. So I got my little red dot rolling for almost this whole demo because it was either scouting or opping the whole demo, and I get asked about this fucking red dot a lot. It's added in the editing of the video. It's not me fucking enabling some sort of cheat that puts on a red dot, which would be useless in CSGO because your no scopes aren't that accurate anyways. Unless you're crouching, then they're a little bit more accurate. Regardless, it's added with Vegas, and I just do it to show exactly where he's looking when he's unscoped. So for this game, for FalleN, I didn't, you know what, I downloaded the demo. I saw it was 128 tick. He gets wrecked here. Jesus. I saw it was 128 tick, and I'm like, okay, I'll grab that. It's an older demo. I didn't even look at the frag counts or anything, and I think he finishes the game with like 6 kills or something. Like, he has a brutal game. And normally when I'm doing an Overwatch, he gets wrecked there again, fuck me. Normally when I'm doing an Overwatch, I would pick a game where the player plays really well, right? Where they get a lot of frags. But I've had the odd game too where I picked where the player played really bad and it was a shady game too. So I think it's okay to mix it up, you know? Like, I don't have to do just games where they do really well, because you can also kind of make the argument, you know, well, maybe they were playing really bad, so they raged or whatever, so they fucking toggled really hard here or something. Like, I guess that argument kind of makes sense, but I've been through this whole demo so far, and it is squeaky clean. Probably one of the cleanest demos I've done. It's up there with some of the cleanest, you know. Like, there's nothing in here that looks remotely fishy. It all looks really, really clean. And it's a really close game. It was a good game. I miss Dust 2, man. I really hope they bring Dust 2 back sooner rather than later. It was by far my favorite map, and a lot of people thought the meta was kind of stale on it. I didn't mind watching it. I kind of enjoyed watching Dust 2, but I'm sure Valve will bring it back and we'll all lose about 150 FPS on whatever the fuck they decide to change. He gets stuck in a really awkward situation here. You can see he's, like, the team, if you look at the radar, the team's obviously doing an A split. And he's the only guy with an op, and he's also the only guy cat. And he has, like, he's got nobody watching his flank, so he has to push this guy cat and get that kill. Otherwise, he's just going to get flanked from mid. I don't like that. Like, why not put one of the AKs on cat if you want to do one guy going up cat? It should definitely be somebody with an AK. Or FalleN can just sit back top mid by palm tree or something and then scope in on people rotating, right? And then let the team that's taking A just handle that guy that's on cat. It was really awkward. I'm sure that wasn't intended for him to be the only guy there with the op. That was probably just a mix-up, or maybe they just didn't have appropriate nades to take long or something and needed to switch players around. But looked pretty ugly when you're trying to work up there with an op alone. This is a really nice setup too, where FalleN's obviously baiting for the guy playing doors, Cold Zera, and it's super simple, but it's a really nice setup, and FalleN makes sure to peek as many times as possible just to make sure he gets the attention of as many people as possible, right? If those terrorists decide to run through the double doors, they don't decide to this time, they kind of fall back, go cat, but he wants to make sure everybody knows where he is, so they run right past Cold Zera and hopefully give him a few kills, right? Didn't really work out, but that's a super simple crossfire, and things like that are insanely effective. FalleN really makes it just by baiting himself so much, right? Just constantly peeking the crack. Wow, that's a 1D. So he got a shotgun? Edward had a shotgun. All right, really late in the game here, 12-8 Navi, and it's a full buy round for both sides. If somebody's cheating, you know, this is the time to do it. But like I said earlier, nothing really comes of it. It looks really normal by FalleN. He hits a nice shot here on Guardian. I don't think he won that fight against Guard. Like, I think that's the only time he won that op fight against Guardian. He does have a few. He holds this, like, he plays car a lot, CT side, obviously. As the opper, you typically play car. And he has rounds where it looks so good, where it looks like he's holding it so comfortably. And then, like, this round, he hit the one shot, but I mean, he just didn't look all that comfortable in it. I'll show one later in the game where he throws a nice smoke at that corner and kind of works around that to give himself a lot more room to work with. It just, some rounds it made him look really good, and some rounds playing car he just did not make an effect. Just gets wall banged by Guardian here. Peace. Another time playing car, and it's the same. This time it's against Tech 9s and a Deagle, but it's the same type of hit from Navi. They're just missing a lot of the nades, right? So they're just pushing people off with flashbangs. And FalleN again doesn't seem comfortable. He's not comfortable hitting that downward flick, right? Like, he's got his crosshair up at the top for somebody to run by, and then somebody comes along the bottom. And he did not hold car position all that well. This is the exception. This round was really good, and it's because of this smoke. This smoke was pivotal in holding this. He decides to peek through it a little bit. Misses the shot, but that's fine. And it gives him cover so he could turn around without getting shot from sight, right? That smoke gave him cover to turn around, kill the guy long, and it also protected him so he could actually fall back to long corner and live, right? So they ended up running out of time that round. That's why I just skipped the rest. But that smoke at long corner, very nice. Very nice. Okay, 14-13 for Navi, and you can see their buy is total dog shit. You can see steel. Is that steel or bolts? Right at the corner there, it's bolts. So I wasn't sure if I liked that early peak, but maybe they didn't know exactly how the Navi economy was. Like, if they had Molotovs or nades, he would have gotten flushed out of that box really quickly, right? So they have Guardian with an op, and he's really the one doing the work. But that peak from quad, I think it's fine. Like I said, I don't know if he had a perfect read on the economy. This late in the game, it's kind of hard to know when the team can afford a molly here and there. So one molly would have fucked him up, right? So he chose to peek, and it just didn't work out for him. All right, getting really close to the end of the game here. 15-13, Luminosity forced to force buy. And this demo was really interesting. You know, the first FalleN demo I did was really shady, man. Like, it looked really weird. The second one, not so bad. Had a couple spots where it was like, maybe that's something, you know. And then this one, there's nothing in it that looks even remotely sketchy, right? It's kind of interesting. And this was at a major too. Like, this was a huge tournament. I really like that pop flash through. I don't know how Zeus wasn't blind. It looked like he was looking right at it, but somehow managed to avoid being blind. All right, last round here, where Navi takes it home, and FalleN playing car again. But yeah, this collect, like, to see some demos that are shady and some that aren't, you know, it could just be chance, that sort of thing. But I don't know. I don't think I'm ready to quite settle on that quite yet. Maybe I should have grabbed a demo where he fragged better. Maybe that would have made sense. That was a nice shot by Zeus through the smoke, actually. Maybe I could have grabbed one where he fragged better, and then, you know, maybe that would have looked sketchier, but that's not what I did. I just wanted an old one. I didn't want to cherry pick either, right? I just wanted an old demo that was 128 tick that would be a decent representation of kind of what happened in game, right? So that's why I picked this one. And what did he finish with? Fuck. 10 kills? Jesus. So yeah, a little bit higher than I thought, but ooh, no MVP stars. Tough game. This kind of wraps up the 3 demos that I've done for FalleN. This is my 3rd one. I'll probably end up doing more from him just because he is such a popular player, but I'll make a demo review recap, I think, as well, just to kind of show what happened in each demo and my thoughts on each one and kind of what conclusion I bring. But this was a really clean demo. You know, this is definitely up there, top 10 cleanest demos I've ever seen. And that is pretty interesting because I expected to see a little bit more than I did. I definitely expected this to be a little bit more interesting than it was, but it's still, you know, it's another demo to the pile, and I'll put it in my demo review that I make. Let me know what you guys think of the review that I did, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.